99.7 DJX, the Ben Davis and Kelly K Show podcast.
Supplying every demand.
On demand.
Group therapy, you send us a message. We'll try to help you out of a situation maybe by tossing it out to the group and getting some opinions from some people who aren't emotionally invested in your situation. So I don't know if you remember, we spoke to a listener who had been asked by his friend, his good friend, to be his alibi when he discovered that the person that he had been texting was an ex-girlfriend of his, and he was actually preparing for a secret rendezvous with this ex-girlfriend, unbeknownst to his wife. Here was some of that conversation.
But then he recently called me, and he told me he needed an alibi for something. He has a trip coming up that he had to take. He said he had to take it.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, he wanted me to pretend that him and I were going on an overnight golf trip.
Okay, so he's wanting you to be his alibi, like, hey, I'm with you, in case anyone asks.
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah. I mean, I feel iffy about that. So I mean, I can't lie to his wife.
Right.
That's what I told him. But I mean, he already said that I was going.
Oh, he already told her that you two were going.
Exactly. Yeah. So he dragged me into it.
Oh.
And I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, so a lot of people were talking online at Ben and Kelly Show about, like, yo, dude, you do have a choice. Like,
yes, you say, listen, you tell her, or I will.
Right,
Lay
exactly.
down the law.
So we got a follow-up message from him. He writes, hey, all. I just wanted to let you know what happened this weekend. So this was the weekend he was supposed to take his trip to see his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
The one where I was supposed to be going with him on the golf trip. After hearing everyone, I decided to, quote, do the right thing. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. When I tried to tell him I couldn't be his alibi, he tried convincing me he was going there to see his ex-girlfriend to break it off.
Oh, come on. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. Hang on. That it was too late for me to back out and that he just needed me to cover for him this one last time.
Uh-huh.
He was very persuasive.
Oh, boy.
So I said, okay.
Oh, God.
But just this last time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before you freak out on me, after he left on Friday afternoon, I did something a little deceitful.
Uh-oh. The plot twist. The plot thickens.
He says, I called my friend's wife and asked her if she and her husband would be up for getting together on Saturday with my wife and I.
What is happening right now? Is he setting up some sabotage?
Oh, my God. He continues.
Oh, this is more evil than I ever imagined.
She sounded confused and said she thought I was with her husband on a golf trip. Oh, God. This is making me feel anxious right now.
What is happening? Like, okay, so wait. So he's not like saying, hey, while we're on the trip, why don't you girls come and join us? He's not saying that? He's just playing dumb? He's saying, oh, hey, why don't you guys, let's go out get some drinks tonight.
Yeah.
Like I'm not with your husband. Oh, no.
Yeah. He says, she sounded confused and said she thought I was with her husband on a golf trip. I just told her I wasn't able to go. She sounded almost like she wasn't surprised, thanked me, and flat out asked me if he was going to see his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, he's asked a direct question.
Wow. Okay, so he writes, I was so taken off guard by her question that I blurted out yes.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay, so remember when some people were just like, you go tell her. He did.
He 100% did. All right. And he finishes it. He says, she thanked me again and hung up. I haven't heard anything from either of them since.
Oh, wow.
I think I may have lost a best friend, but I feel better knowing I did the right thing. So thank you. Dang.
Oh, he might have also broken a marriage.
He totally he did. He said he was going to do something. He did something deceitful. He went in.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure the friendship is coming back from that.
So I'm not sure. He just played dumb and called the wife and said, hey, why don't we get together? Have some drinks. And she's
I
like,
don't know
hey,
I'm bored with that.
I thought you were with my husband on a golf trip. And he's like, hey, I wasn't able to go. And so she's probably all like, but he went anyways, saying that he was on a golf trip. And then he's like, is he seeing his ex-girlfriend? And he's all like, yeah.
Well, so if she guessed that right out the gate, there was some indication that she was aware.
I was going to say, she's not a dummy, apparently. She saw some signs. She probably did her own, snooping, and discovered maybe some texts on his phone. I mean, woman's intuition. She knew something was up.
I cannot believe this is how that went down.
I know. Tiffany writes, the friend didn't break the marriage. The husband did that. Becca's
that's true.
Kind of corroborates that and says he didn't break that marriage. The dude cheating broke that marriage. Brittany's right on with it. She texts in and says, yeah, sounds like she already knew or had some suspicions. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I have mixed feelings. I am glad that it's out in the open.
Yeah.
The way he did it is pretty sketch or genius. Not sure.
I don't know.
Look at it.
I don't know. He ripped the Band-Aid off. That's for sure.
He did. Oh wow.
Having a couple drinks probably on Friday. Going. You know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. And maybe he was just talking with his wife, going, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
Maybe his wife gave him the idea.
Oh God.
Listen, this is what you should do. You should just call him up and invite him out.
Are you saying that
like you don't know anything?
Are you saying that because the way he broke the news was very conniving?
Maybe.
And very calculated and something that I feel like, yeah, I don't know. All right.
Well, it wasn't fully calculated because he wasn't braced for the question that he was asked.
He wasn't prepared for the
hit
follow-up.
Him upside the head. He's like, oh God, she asked me directly.
Hang on. Did she? Yeah.
Oh, right. Wow.
So there you go. Group therapy, little follow-up. So he told her, and now that is that. So.
You know what? It's probably best for everybody involved. It's painful right now.
Yeah.
Probably mostly for him and for her.
Yeah, well,
but
definitely.
It sounds like she kind of knew something was up already. Something was off.
Yeah, I got to think that she knew. She knew that something was up. So, anyway.
Maybe they can go to counseling, fix it. Maybe he'll change his ways. Who knows?
Maybe he was going there to break it off.
If I'm rooting for that yet or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm just stunned.
You can listen to the original call in its entirety up at WDJXScott.com. Click listen. And then this update. Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
I need to know what everybody thinks about what he decided to do. I don't know is it genius? Is it evil? I don't know.
All right.
I can't decide.
All right. You can always message us or text in 502-571-9970. Man, our group therapy update follow-up with the guy who was stuck in the middle of the affair that his friend was kind of threw him in the middle of. The boys' weekend was supposed to be this past weekend, a little golf trip, when in reality he was going to meet up with his ex-girlfriend and threw his friend in the middle of it. And his friend was like, I don't know what to do. He followed up with us and was like, so I told his wife, hey, why don't we get together this weekend as couples?
and just kind of innocently was just like, you know what? I'll just invite them out. And she's all like, hey, I thought he was with you. And he's all like, oh, I couldn't go. And then she's all like, is he with his ex? And he's all like, yes.
Like, no, so because you did say, you're like, hey, do you think his wife and he kind of came up with that scenario? And Stephanie texts in and says, Kelly, I think you're right. I think that his wife may have told him to play stupid, or he and his wife at least talked about it before he actually did it, and they came up with that idea together. But
here's the thing, though. Here's a little minor little hole in his plan, maybe, because if he said he couldn't go, then he knows that he's already on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's not real.
So that's why I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe he didn't corroborate with his wife, because she would have told him that okay, so she's immediately going to say, all right, is he meeting someone else? And what are you going to say then? Because the way he wrote it, it didn't sound like he was prepared for that question.
Yeah, I don't think he thought it all the way through.
I don't think.
I think he kind of came up, you know what? I'm just going to call and see, what she says when I just say, hey, you guys want to meet out? And then he didn't think about what she was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, that is a 100% guy move, where you don't think it all the way through. Mm-hmm. And you're just like in the moment, and that was probably what happened. He was in the moment. He's like, you know what? I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this right now. I'm just going to say, you know what? Hey, let's go out for drinks. And she's going to ask, oh, I thought you were with him on a golf trip. I was like, nope, couldn't go. So, see ya.
Yep. In his mind, he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to tell her I'm not there, and then let her put the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah, Chastity texted and said, FBI has nothing on a suspicious woman. Yeah, that is 100%.
True statement.
That is 100%. And everybody's pretty much on Team Genius, is he Team Evil or Team Genius to go in on this? And so, yeah.
I couldn't decide initially.
I think it
is kind of Team Genius.
I think it's kind of Team Genius. So, I mean, regardless of whether he wasn't prepared for the follow-up question, it's out there now. And you know what? It shouldn't have been his to deal with anyway.
Yeah.
And he was put in there, and maybe he shouldn't be trusted with that sort of information. You know what?
This is true. Maybe there was lots of things that people learned in this entire scenario.
That's right. Maybe he learned he's not good with secrets. So, you know.
Wow.
All right. So, yeah, like I said, if you want to follow up and just whatever, you can see all the comments on the original post there at Ben and Kelly Show on Facebook, and hear that a whole follow-up in all its juicy details at WDJX.com. Click listen.